Now, as we approach Christmas, I hope Santa is bringing you all the Razer gaming gear and Mountain Dew you could possibly dream of. But as always, besides a time of reflection, it's a time of the year to look forwards to the future. And Blizzard recently released their roadmap for both retail and classic World of Warcraft, and what we're set to head in towards 2024. And I'm not gonna lie, as I began to inhale a deep amount of copium, it looks pretty promising and, dare I say it, rather good? What? But alas, we have two separate timelines, one for retail and then one for Classic WoW, which includes Wrath going into Cataclysm, as well as the timeline for Season of Discovery. So first, let's jump right into the retail timeline. Now, retail has had a bit of a rough patch for the past few years, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really enjoy it. Yet somehow when Aberys came out, Dragonflight pulled me back in. And now I'm pretty happy chortling away, clearing a Midrasil each week on normal, and having fun. Who'd have thought it? And after what was a very disappointing end cinematic, I'm pretty happy to see that we still have some decent content coming to really do some justice for Dragonflight, and ultimately what was a good expansion in terms of recovering retail back to a healthy state, with 10.2.5 or Seeds of Renewal providing us with some epilogue to the Dragon Isles, as well as reclaiming Gilneas, which sounds excellent to me, as I love Gilneas and a lot of the story it has to offer, and it seems we'll be getting a first glance at some follower dungeons, which can only go excellent, I'm sure. All released in winter, so I'm assuming this will likely be January or February. Moving into spring, so likely April to June time, we get Season 4 of Dragonflight, revisiting some raids as well as 10.2.7 being named Dark Heart. How ominous indeed, for some new holiday events and heritage armor quests. Now that's all lovely, but this is where things get rather steamy. Yes, we get the War Within pre-patch in summer, and the War Within being released summer/autumn, suggesting maybe September as a release date, which would be glorious in my books, to be honest, because I'm actually quite excited for the World Soul Saga to start. And I'm happy that before that we'll be getting a decent 7 to 9 months of solid content to round off Dragonflight, and pray that the War Within is released both on time and properly working. Now moving on to Classic, it seems the main focal point is that we'll be heading into Cataclysm around July, early August, giving people a chance to try it out before the War Within releases, I assume. However, there's plenty before that, such as Ruby Sanctum for Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and a level increase for Season of Discovery up to 40, likely around the end of January or February time, which seems to be ideal to me looking at the rest of the level increases and how they're spaced out for 2024, as I'm really enjoying Season of Discovery so far. However, I think I could only probably take another 2 months of being capped at 25, if I'm honest, as whilst I love the slow natured aspect of Vanilla and Season of Discovery, there's only so much time I can spend just running around the world without a mount, and it's a neat touch and a nice feature at first, which I appreciated, yet I can feel the novelty wearing off a tad, and I'm gasping for even a slow running mount at times, as well as maybe some new looking gear and new runes. But I think it's just as well that the new raid, as well as the leveling / gearing process, has been excellent and a great experience. So I'm here for those level increases and see what new challenges they present. Now, the most interesting part of this timeline for me is past Cataclysm's release, as it seems we're going into what would be a pretty intense schedule. Now, they've already said that they would be releasing Cataclysm at a faster pace, but it seems we're getting the additional wave of dungeons as well as Firelands very quickly, which might only be a few months tops before they come out after the release of Cataclysm. And for me, I take that as it once again shrouding this ambiguity of where they're heading with Classic WoW in terms of expansion releases and what's to come after Cata, as they seem to be getting a real shift on with it. And the last piece of puzzling data from the timeline is Season of Discovery endgame content updates right at the end of autumn, which makes me think, are they now trying to plan what's going to happen with our characters at the end of the season? Or will they be adding even more raids in at 60 after that first wave? Is the campfire style chat released only a few weeks ago made it seem like Blizzard weren't even really sure what they were going to be doing either. So one can only speculate that from the overwhelming popularity of Season of Discovery, they're again getting a bit of a shift on with plans that will suit the community and maybe to a more long-term aspect for Season of Discovery, rather than flying by the seat of their pants and seeing how it goes. But it's nice to see that they're already planning these updates for 2024 in autumn. So there we have it, World of Warcraft for the next year in 2024 at a glance. And to be honest, it looks great to me. There's still some questions left out regarding if we'll ever see Burning Crusade Classic or Wrath Classic again, but maybe that comes in the form of releasing Cataclysm pretty quickly, and we'll just have to see how things go. I think the build up to the War Within and the World Soul Saga is looking pretty pretty healthy also, with what seems to be enough good Dragonflight content to keep us going, and hopefully give us a decent and satisfying end to the expansion, as I'm going to be honest, I think it deserves one. So let me know what you think of these changes, and if you're excited for retail or classic more in particular, or if there's anything you thought they left out of these timelines. As always, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new here, and on that note, I think I'll say ta-ra for now, and I'll see you later.